Hello, YouTube. Welcome back. This is Dylan yet again with Read Your Thoughts. We're starting off on Chapter 2. So, last episode, I just discussed the exercise that they had me kind of do at the very beginning of the chapter. I spoke about that and about how that impacted me. Kind of opened up a little bit about, shared my thoughts about what the exercise was trying to say. And hopefully you guys, got something out of that. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it as well. So if you haven't watched that, go check it out. And come back to this and then we'll get started. So for today, though, we are talking about Chapter 2, which is about personal leadership. And so from what I've read just today, I read 3 more sections today, and I'm just going to go down the line and talk about those individually. So the first section that I read basically talks about beginning with the end in mind. So what they're saying basically is, you want to have that clear picture of what you want before you can actually start going after it. They talk about, death, in the sense that, eventually everybody is going to die. And so, you kind of want your everyday actions to put you in a place that ends, that gives your life a better meaning than, what you were doing yesterday. You want to constantly be striving for something, or, values that make you happy in life. And, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters, whether somebody else is having, a bad day on their own and, that drags you down, or if, something happens that, causes you to stray away from that. You kind of always want to have that end goal, or that end picture in mind, to kind of keep you, focused and determined and set on that path. So for me, I think that having that end goal is, or that end destination in mind is really important. It also is, it's a struggle to, stay focused on that at times, especially in your day-to-day life. I know I have a bad habit of just kind of getting absorbed into, whatever I'm doing or whatever's going on at the time. And so it is difficult to, kind of shift your direction back into, what can actually lead you down the path that you want to be going. It's also difficult, especially if you don't know what you want to be doing or where you want to be going. So for that, you have to, for me, I've been kind of telling myself that I need to focus on the micro more so to determine, where I want to be going or what I want to be doing, to then be able to clarify my macro, or, the big picture, basically. So I'm really trying to focus on, what makes me happy in my everyday life, or in certain things that I know I do, and try to focus on that more. And, and then once I can figure that out, then I'll be able to move into the bigger picture and figure out, what that bigger picture would mean for me, and how I would want to go about getting there. So let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what your big picture is. Let me know what you're doing in your everyday life to get you there. I'd love to hear, what you guys are saying about it. Give me some insight, because I don't know myself very much. And yeah, love to hear from you guys. So moving on to the second section that we read today. They're saying that all things are created twice. So what that means is that everything is first created in our mind, and then physically created once we figure that out. So, an idea to an invention is basically what they're trying to say. And, they give an example of, building a house. So, before you even decide to do any kind of construction, or, even put a nail into a piece of wood, first you have an idea of what you would want your house to be, what kind of house, and then, you put it onto a blueprint, get all the planning set out, figure out what the layout needs to be and how much space you want in your house in each room and whatever. And then you can go about actually constructing your house the way that, you want it to. The golden rule for carpenters is, measure twice, cut once. So that's very, very, very true. And it allows you to, hang on a second. So this allows you to kind of see how well things are going to go for you, in a sense. So the way I'm kind of taking it is that, you have to have your idea in your mind, and then you have to be able to, understand how to actually lay that idea out into the world, in order for it to be successful. You can't just pick something up, and expect to put it together and expect it to, work perfectly the first time. Obviously, trial and error is a huge thing to get you there. But you also want to have a clear vision of kind of what you want to bring into the world, from your mind and from whatever you're trying to create. So if you don't how do I put this? If you don't take charge, or if you don't prioritize having the idea first, then you're always going to kind of undervalue or deteriorate on whatever is, on whatever you're doing. So you always kind of want to have that idea first, and that plan and that layout, in order to help you set your foundation for whatever you're doing to be successful. So for me, on this part, I know that I make animated music videos, and obviously I have a lot of ideas that go on in my mind about how I would want, a certain a song to match with different movie scenes, or different movie scenes are supposed to match with the song. And, I can't just place it all in one day and, or within, a couple hours and expect it to be, exactly how I want it to. The one I'm working on right now, it's taken me months to kind of get it together. and it's all trial and error. I constantly am watching and rewatching as I'm going along to see if it's actually something that I want to put out, and to see if it's something that I'm actually, proud of. So, you have to definitely pay attention to the smaller details of what's going on in order to, figure out what the bigger picture will be for that. So it's kind of like putting together a puzzle, basically. You have all these individual pieces. You know what the big picture is going to end up like, but you have to have that trial and error of figuring out which piece goes where as you try to figure out how this puzzle is supposed to be put together. So let me know your thoughts on that. I know this was a bit of a weird section for me. I don't know how to kind of explain it in the best way for me. So yeah, just let me know, what you think about this section of everything is created twice. The idea to the invention. Let me know what ideas you guys are having, and what inventions that you've put out that are successful or aren't or weren't successful. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Appreciate it. So the third section is called by design or default. And so basically this section talks about how not everything that's created is created by us. So just in your life, for example, you can take charge of, how you want your life to be lived. You can choose who you want to hang out with, or choose, what kind of content you want to absorb, or, what food you want to eat. Any little thing, in your life you can control. But if you don't control those things, and you have, your circumstances or other people control them, then you are the creation of what they have created. So that's definitely something that I think a lot of people probably struggle with. Let me know if you do struggle with this. I've definitely gotten a lot better about what I say yes and no to. I think that's one of the bigger things that kind of, for me, it's a very simple but powerful thing to do, is to just figure out, what you want to say yes to and what you want to say no to, because that kind of determines, where you're going to go, or, what kind of person that you're going to be. So that's definitely one thing that I've been pretty aware of. I've definitely gotten a lot better about what I put in my body, what kind of food I eat. That's definitely helped a lot. You have to kind of set a schedule almost for yourself. That way, you can't just be on a whim with things to come around. You have to work out on a daily basis, or 3 times a week, or whatever it might be, wherever you can fit that in. So that way it's kind of, you're prioritizing or being proactive in what you want to be, or what you want to do with yourself. So that way, somebody can't just say, hey, well, let's go over here and do this. You can say, no, I'm going to the gym, or I have to read, or I have to do this or create this, or whatever it might be. So you have to kind of take that proactive approach to your life to really make sure that, other people aren't able to control where you're going, because it's probably not where you want to be going. It's probably not going to be the life that you want to lead. Most of the time, the people that you're around aren't going to be the ones that you need to be around. So just kind of, what I would do is kind of take a moment and figure it out, especially for who you want to be around. Figure out, if these are the right people, or if, even if you love these people and, you love hanging around them, you might just not need to hang around them all the time, because they might take away from the time that you can be using to, work on yourself or work on your goals, to, get you where you need to be going further down the line. These can be, short-term friends, but, are they going to be long-term, and benefit you later on? So let me know if you guys have sat down and figured out, if that was something that you had to do with yourself. I know for me out here, when I moved to Nevada, that was definitely something that I had to figure out for myself as well. I was going out a lot, going to the bars and casinos and whatnot, and I kind of figured out that it was really pulling me away and not benefiting me in the long run of where I was thinking that I was going to be going. And so I kind of had to retract back and kind of get absorbed into myself a little bit more in order to, figure out what I wanted to be doing. And I do have friends, and, at one night a week, we all kind of hang out, but that's it. For me at least, they might hang out more, twice, 3, 4 times a week, whatever it might be. But for me, I just have that one day, I see them, and that's it. And then the rest of the week I can focus on myself and, focus on my job and whatever I'm, might want to be doing with myself. So let me know if that's something that you guys have been through. Let me know down in the comments. Appreciate it. So, I actually read 4 sections, so sorry about that in the beginning. But this last section that I read is about, it's called Leadership and Management, the Two Creations. So basically, it's talking about how leadership and management are 2 different things, and leadership is the first creation, based on everything is created twice. So leadership would be the first creation and management would be the second. So basically, I do agree with that. I think leadership is far more important. Leadership is a lot more powerful than management is. Leadership is all about direction and value and strength and tenacity of, where you might want to lead your people. Management is kind of just directing them in that environment and, in whatever setting that you're in. So management doesn't really have a higher role. It just kind of keeps everybody in line. That's my take on it, at least. So you have to kind of prioritize leadership first with whatever you're doing. So, they say that how do I put it? So basically, you can be busy, but it might not get you anywhere. So, you can be managing all these different things, but you might not be moving in the right direction. You might climb the ladder of success, and, you might get yourself in the wrong area that you wanted to be in. You might not have wanted to be in the area that you're in, once you get there. And then you kind of figure out, even from there, you kind of figure out, well, these were my values and this is what I wanted. So you can kind of take that, even if you've already got there, and it was the wrong choice, you can kind of get there and say, okay, these are my clear values, or, clear goals that I wanted to accomplish. And, and then kind of make that transition into, leading yourself in that direction and managing yourself along the way to kind of get there. So in your everyday life, for me, leadership is, kind of how you want to live your life, and management would be how you actually live your life, like what you do in your daily in order to reach, where you want to be going with yourself down the line, whether that be, character development, or, sharpening your mind and, learning things, and, or, if you're trying to be more active and, in your community and kind of get that sense of socialism, or not socialism, you know what I mean, being social and, kind of having that connection with others. So yeah, for me, I know that I definitely, I focus a lot more on the management side of things versus the leadership side. But I do think that I can be a good leader. I can, I do like to bring value to other people when I do, talk to them. And, I don't like to, kind of just tell people what to do. I kind of like to tell them why, they should be doing these things, or, if they're doing it wrong, you show them the right way and have them understand, what they were doing wrong, and, why this is the correct way to do it, and that can be within any aspect, that can be within, an actual job, or that can be, in parenting, because parents, a lot of time, like to just kind of control their children and manage them to keep them, keep them in line, and, get good grades, and, do this, pick up your room and do your chores and take out the trash, and, get dressed, brush your teeth, yada, yada, yada. Versus, the leadership aspect of it, which would be to figure out what their values are, and, help them actually grow as a human being, and actually, build their confidence and their self-esteem, and, those aspects of their lives that can get them further down the line versus just, controlling them. So parents, if you're watching this, let me know if that's something that you deal with. Let me know your thoughts, comments. Appreciate it. So yeah, those were the sections that we read today. Very good start to the chapter. I do like talking about leadership, and I think that this chapter is going to be probably one of the most powerful ones for me, because I like to have that sense of direction and purpose for my life. So if this can, kind of show me how to do that, that would be awesome. And if not, then, there's future books to be read to possibly talk about that. So yeah, let me know what you guys have thought about this. Let me know how you guys are liking the episodes. Let me know what I can improve on, and let me know, what you guys think I should talk about, or if I should discuss it differently, things of that nature. I know I have just started this, and it's going to take me a long time to kind of figure out how I want to do it, long term. But for now, I think this is going fairly well. I'm trying to, improve myself better and better every day. So yeah, just let me know. Share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like what you are seeing, subscribe for me, hit that like button, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.